Now, South African businesswoman Bridgette Motsepe-Radebe, implicated in a multi-billion rand money laundering case in Botswana, is attempting to clear her name. She has again challenged the Botswanan government to produce evidence of how more than $10 billion left the country and has asked the Reserve Bank of Botswana for records. Late last year, she was named as a co-signatory in 2 South African bank accounts holding the money allegedly stolen from the Botswana government. To discuss this case, which threatens now to strain relations between South Africa and its neighbour, is Botswanan journalist Sharon Mathala. Sharon, thank you. This is a case that dates back to last year. How did the claims first surface?
Thank you very much for having me, and a very good evening to you and your viewers. As you rightly pointed out, this case stems as far back as last year, where we saw one of our top intelligence officers, Mr. Sharon Mathala, being, arrested on allegations of, amongst others, financing terrorism. The case, involves high-profile people such as our former president, Mr. Ian Khama, and our former head of intelligence, Mr. Isaac Hood. The two have not been charged yet, but their names have been thrown around a lot in court. As you rightly mentioned, the case has a potential to cause a strained diplomatic relation between the two countries. We saw last week where our government announced that they have engaged the services of Advocate Gerrie of AfriForum to help assist them in the case. Our government, I had a chat with our head of prosecutions, and he has said that they sent a request for mutual legal assistance to the South African government as far back as last year, September, and up until now, they have not received anything. Quite interestingly, though, tomorrow, your Minister of State and Security is expected to meet, President Motsepe-Radebe, and this case is alleged to be one of the hot potatoes of the meeting that will happen tomorrow.
All right, so this is getting a lot of diplomatic attention. Just tell us more about what Motsepe-Radebe is alleged to have done with these alleged conspirators, also accused of helping finance a coup attempt against your president, bankrolling opponents' campaigns a month before last year's elections.
Yes, Ms. Motsepe-Radebe has, went out and denied those allegations that you just speak of. But her link to the case is that she's a co-signatory in about 2 bank accounts with a certain Hilton Botswana, who the state believes is also spy agent Ms. Sharon Mathala. The Botswana investigators are of the view that the state account where Ms. Motsepe-Radebe is a signatory hosted some of this stolen money. But what's interesting is that at the beginning of the case, actually Ms. Motsepe-Radebe was tipped to be one of the state witnesses, but the state has since now turned around and have mentioned her name along with other suspects, and it actually means that she will no longer be a state witness. But also, what is important to note is that our bank governor, Mr. Moses Pelelo, has actually said that there was no such amount of money that was stolen from the Botswana government. He said that Botswana's GDP is standing at an estimated 180 billion, which would make the alleged criminal activity to be around 60% of the value of Botswana's economy. So it will be quite interesting to see what the Botswana government has and how it will play out in court. Quite interestingly, tomorrow, actually, the case will resume at the Gaborone High Court, where the judge is expected to make a ruling on the application of court. So it will be very interesting to see tomorrow what the Botswana government would, provide to the court. Because the defense lawyer has, in the past accused the Botswana government of actually charging his clients before they could actually conclude their investigations. The defense lawyer, Mr. Uyapondadi, has actually said that Botswana government is doing things in reverse, in that they charged his client before they had any credible evidence against them. So it will be interesting tomorrow to see how it plays out.
Well, Motsepe-Radebe has apparently produced letters from the banks in question, which is ABSA and Nedbank, stating that the alleged bank accounts where she was alleged to be a co-signatory don't even exist. So do you know what evidence could be produced when this case resumes tomorrow?
Yes. The defense has actually punched holes, into that allegation that the state said in court. They punched holes in the senior investigator in the case report, basically discrediting it, and they actually went, like you just mentioned, to get affidavits from the banks in South Africa. But you would note that last week when the Botswana government engaged AfriForum, they actually accused South African government of delaying and refusing to give them the information that will actually tie Ms. Motsepe-Radebe to the case. So I guess by engaging Advocate Gerrinel, they hope that by August, when the trial of the case continues, then they will have enough evidence to then tie Ms. Motsepe-Radebe to the link.
All right, thank you very much. That was Botswanan journalist. We'll have to leave it there. Sharon Mathala. Sharon, thank you very much for your time.